The ex-governor of Edo State and lawmaker has labeled Obaseki's wife as being childless. Oshiomhole's comment was reportedly made during a political rally sparking widespread condemnation. On Thursday, the People's Democratic Party in Edo State flagged off its governorship campaign for Esan Southeast local government at Ubiaja Township Stadium. During the campaign, Betsy introduced Ifeyinwa Ighodalo, wife of Asue Ighodalo, PDP governorship candidate, to the crowd present at the event. Betsy claimed that Ighodalo was the only governorship candidate in the September 21 election with a wife. The First Lady urged women to vote for a candidate who has a wife, adding that it would translate to women's empowerment. Reacting in an interview with journalists, Oshiomhole said he was shocked to hear Betsy say Monday Okpeblo, the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, has no wife. The former Edo governor claimed that Betsy and her husband have no child and did not adopt. He said, "I was shocked yesterday to see Mrs. Obaseki, the First Lady, saying our candidate has no wife. I am sorry she had to say that because here is a woman who has no child. Between her and Obaseki, they are childless. They are not even ready to adopt," Oshiomhole said. "I don't blame anybody who doesn't have a child, but people who have love for children go to a motherless home and adopt. They have not adopted. They are both in their 60s. Our candidate not only has children, he has invested in the education of those children, such that the first one who spoke at a campaign rally is a lawyer and the second is a medical doctor. They addressed the crowd in Edo South, Edo Central, and North, and their mother was there." Asim, what do you have to say to this?
I laugh. I've heard a lot of things about this Oshiomhole and Betsy Obaseki, the First Lady. Of course, that is those of us of Edo State, we know that those things, don't mean anything to us. We say things on the streets. Like if you go to Benin, you go to Awuchi, you see the way young boys talk all these things and just tell you the way it is. We take them as a, not way of life. In Benin, you see, we do respect, they say Ogun, kill the person. I'm sorry, I'm saying the word. That is a street, thing. So they are just trying to, portray their natural state of being the Edo man or Edo woman. That is why I see no reason why the wife of the governor will even go to that, because she started the whole whatever. Now she said the people are not married. You understand the point now? Those people now respect. Edo people, they can't keep quiet. I know them very well. They must have something to tell you.
You are from Edo.
I'm from Edo, so they must have something to tell you. And very quickly, they don't even wait for 24 hours. In the next minute, they will tell you, they give you a reply that we pay, and everybody will begin to fight at times. So you find that in Edo, where we come from, we see that on the street, people curse themselves, abuse themselves, with very harsh language, tone it as the case may be. Now, Betsy brought and said, these people are not married. Well, I don't know what role that is going to play in politics. Then Oshiomhole now responded and said, this woman and the husband has no children. It is as the case may be. And they are not even willing to adopt. So why are they even trying to tell them to go and adopt children? Are they the ones that would, prescribe to them the way they are going to have children or whatever as the case may be? But I think Betsy she'll be regretting now, in the sense that, you see, like Chino Achebe said, if you bring maggot-infested firewood to your compound, what you are going to be expecting is lizards. So the moment you know your state, you should know your state. Now you not go out to the mundane, say they don't have a wife. How do you think they can rule responsibly? I don't understand what that means. But he forgot that even the Trudeau of Canada, Prime Minister, young man who served in Nigeria once, at a time had no wife before I don't even think they even married. Children they have are adopted. So, but at the end of the day, that is not what even makes it happen. Boris Johnson of UK, As the case may be, it was even when he left government that he even had to get married. You understand? So we have people like that all over the world. So I don't know why this is very important. But for Oshiomhole to say, I cannot blame Oshiomhole, to be very honest. I don't have the right or moral right to say he's wrong for responding. When the woman started on a very wrong pedestal, going outside politics, why will you respond the other way?
She was probably she was trying to sway the female crowd by telling women to vote for a man with a wife.
No,
she said it to translate to women empowerment.
No, what I even felt, she would have. There are so many other things to campaign. Get child education. The man has adopted children. Now, if he does not have a wife, are you saying that he will not do for the children who are female? Get child. And let me even tell Mr. Obaseki or other people who are doing this thing. When you talk about women empowerment, etc., you are right, but forget that you also have boys. You have boys who are growing up. It's not only women that should be empowered, but boys, all of them, children empowerment, that's what should be. That's what they call it, Child Rights Act. That if the people that will respond and obey and uphold the Child Rights Act of Nigeria, and etc., then I will understand. So you don't even need to be married for you to value children, as the case may be. I have seen people who they don't have kids, but they have, giving scholarship to people, orphans. They give scholarship, they live with them, do everything. I have an uncle who was in the US, no child, but he came back home, adopted about 10 of them, and he's training them. And some have graduated today, and they call him daddy. But you will not know that it's not the biological parents or those. So that is not an issue at all for me. For her to have raised such, then you are now opening flanks for attack. And that attack came at the appropriate measure that you feel. People sympathize with her, but next time she will know how to tailor her campaign, whatever, for her husband, and not using the other way, maybe insinuating and going out of the campaign program plan, as the case may be. You can say, we need a governor that will empower women. But when you begin to say, a man that is not married cannot empower women, who told you that? The candidates you are referring to, even the other Labour Party candidate that he said they don't have wife, I witnessed on television his marriage. A traditional marriage to one of his girlfriends who later became his wife. We saw it on air. And the Okpebholo himself has children. The only problem is that maybe they had problem with the wife or family issue, as case may be. Then the wife is not with him. It doesn't mean he was not married or maybe he's not planning to marry again. But that shouldn't be an issue at all, in my own opinion. So when Oshiomhole now responded, I look at it, I say, well, the people, there's what they say, ogiareki. It means that, when an elder is in the house, the elder, even if you insult the elder has no right to begin to, respond to that particular insult. But I tell you that the elders are those elders of those days, not the elders of today. The elders of those days tenaciously held to our Edo culture and custom. But the elders we have today are elders who, some of them never even stayed in Edo. The governor never stayed, so he does not even really know what that ogiareki means in Benin. That is, elders we see but will not talk. We will not even imbibe that. So the elders we have today are not the kind of elders we have in those days. Oshiomhole is an elder, but he didn't belong to that particular eldership of those days. That, they had some institutions that were revered and they respected. These are young elders that we have. And these are cosmopolitan elders, that are coming up in Edo State. So when they begin to talk in that language, that is the way the Edo people talk. With due respect, we talk to ourselves like that on the street, and you still go back and go to your own way. I saw a religious man in Benin, tell somebody who drove by and almost hit him to say, Ogun will give the person. I'm sorry I'm using the word on open television. And Ogun means God of iron. And the pastor is saying that. So you see, because the pastor is a Benin man, he's an Edo man, and he's a man of God. But he forgot when he was in Benin that he was still going to climb the pulpit or whatever the following morning. So he now felt that, the man did something very bad to him. He had to resort to his cultural and customary way of insulting people. And when they say, Ogun do this to you, it doesn't mean that thing will kill you. So we are all, most of them are bad-matted. Let me use the word open and close. Most of them are bad-matted. Even the governor of the state, you heard what he said, Obaseki. He said, if you rig this election, Nigeria will burn. Edo will burn. Who is going to burn Nigeria because of Edo election? You see some things. So that tells you how, they talk. And that is our normal this thing. You see the worry and Edo people, there's a connect. So we say these things with pride, we just move around. And when you go out, you see what is going on. So that is the situation that we find ourselves. I don't think it should be taken too far. The two of them, yes, they are wrong, but I know that it's our culture and tradition of language, talk, and all those things. But when you know the kind of people that you have, do not start a fight that will bring, things of this nature. If you live in a glass house, finally, do not do what? Throw stones. I don't know who made that, but I know I've heard it. I've lived to know that if you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. Even a particular musician sang with it and said, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. So if Obaseki's wife threw a first stone, then I have the right to throw 10 stones at her. So that is what I feel in this situation.
Now, with the concern, you know that generally, particularly Nigerians have come out to call out Oshiomhole on that statement and, condemned it very, very strongly. Now, you're saying that in Edo State, it means nothing to Edo people because that's a way of life.
It's our way of life. That's right.
Interesting way of life there.
Yes. Yes.
Now, so going by our analysis, it will not in any way affect elections in the favor of Oshiomhole, of APC in the forthcoming elections.
That has no room to play.
Okay.
That has no room to play. You see, let me tell you one thing. You see, Edo election, majority of people that are going to vote don't even listen. They don't watch TV. They don't listen to radio. What they do is that they are in the farms working. Those who are employed are working somewhere or whatever the case may be. They will only come and ask us, what is happening? When is election day? Election day, you see, they are not moved by that. They already know the candidates they are going to vote for. If you like, talk for it tomorrow. The Edo people already know the candidate they are going to vote for. Whether you insult or you don't insult people, I am telling you on that particular day. You saw what happened during the this in whatever, and this Obaseki when he defected to PDP. You saw what happened. Edo people made up their mind that it's Obaseki they are going to vote for that time. And nothing changed their mind. In spite of the ranting here and there, they went and voted for Obaseki. It's just like that. So once Edo people say, this is the person we are voting for, if you like, go to television stations, they don't even watch it, they don't even listen to you, just be laughing. Like this interplay that is going on now, they are even making jokes. Somebody has done a skit on it in Edo. You understand? Mm. Somebody has done a skit on this exchange between Betsy and Oshiomhole. Edo is a place where we have highly people that are very intelligible and cerebral. We are a different brand of Homo sapien. And that is why you find that everything they say the big heart. They always say the big heart of Nigeria. Or they don't know the heartbeat of Nigeria. That is what we have on our plate number. Edo, the heartbeat of Nigeria. How do you come and choose Edo to be the heartbeat of Nigeria? You ask yourself the question. There are reasons. So these are things we have to go into. In Edo, you have people like Bright or Mokari, we call it tempted. You know what happened that time? And then he came out from those places. So, but the state generally is a very good state. These things are not going to have any impact in the election.
All right.